Hi everyone, if you're an existing subscriber, hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome, and why not hit subscribe now? I'm your host Alicia Victoria Keane, and I've been interviewing inspirational people and businesses to find out how and why they inspire others. This week I interviewed tattoo artist Brandon Tose to find out what life was like as an apprentice tattooist and to find out about the different skills he had to learn along the way. Hi Brandon and welcome to the channel. To begin with, if you could just introduce yourself, who are you and what do you do?
Okay, so my name's Brandon Tose and I am a tattoo artist in Kettering at Skin City Tattoos.
Did you always know you wanted to become a tattoo artist?
Yeah, I mean, I've always really loved drawing ever since I was a little kid. I mean, it was one of my biggest hobbies. Uh, I mean, the tattooing was literally always an option. I mean, I think as a kid, well, more of a teenager, you're always umming and ahhing between different career paths to go down, and tattooing was definitely always, definitely always in the list. Like I say, it's something I've always enjoyed doing. So it was a no-brainer, really.
You said there that you always enjoyed art. Did you study art at school?
Yes, I did actually. I did it as one of the core subjects during secondary school. The odd thing about that actually is that I did actually get kicked out. It wasn't through being naughty or anything. I was just too because I was sort of good at it without blowing my own trumpet. But yeah, I always enjoyed it. I was say I was good at it. So all my friends usually got me to do their work. And because I was too busy doing their work, I never did my own. So yeah, so I wasn't really great at school with the art. Um, but yeah, no, I did. I studied it doing A levels as well, and then I went to college to study it as well. So yeah.
So, do you have to have any qualifications to become a tattoo artist?
You don't necessarily have to have qualifications. Obviously, it does help. It goes hand in hand with the portfolio, which is mainly what you do need. You need a variety of all the drawings that you can do, especially obviously in your style of work. So whether that's traditional or realistic stuff, as long as you can provide a large variety of those sort of drawings, and that really gives us an idea of what sort of artist you are, and whether you're good or not, basically.
So, you left school. What did you do then?
So I left school. I was doing A levels, and I figured out that that wasn't really my sort of thing. So because it's more exams, and I'm rubbish with exams. So I left to go to college to study art there. Um, and unfortunately, that wasn't really for me either, because it was studying more about the history of art rather than learning new skills, which is what I was looking more to do. So then I left there, and I literally was working in a little corner shop, basically. And at the age of 18, I really did not want to be there. So I literally just bit the bullet. I emailed loads of different tattoo studios. I went into the actual studios themselves, and I was I was desperate to get a job. I had obviously a wide portfolio as well, that I was showing them all. And luckily, the first place I did email got back to me, and that's where I'm working now. So
That's fantastic. How much hard work did you have to put in to those portfolios to make sure that it was what the tattoo places were looking for?
so obviously, I mean, if you have to sort of love doing it as well. I wasn't really a sociable kid, so a lot of the time I'd be, rather than playing out with friends, I'd be sat at home drawing pictures and portraits and stuff like that. So it for me, it wasn't really hard work because I love doing it. But as long as you sort of have done plenty in your spare time as well, not just school or college work, it has to be stuff that you've done at home. Um, yeah, it's a lot of hard work. A lot of time definitely goes into it. But it's good because it shows that you are willing to put that hard work in, and it shows that you do enjoy it too, which is the main thing.
Funny enough, that's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say, if you put hard work into your portfolio, then it shows that you're willing to put the work in when you're actually at work to get a successful
Yeah,
outcome.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Was it fairly easy to get everything sent out. Obviously, I can imagine there's a lot of talented artists out there who are wanting to become tattoo artists. How easy did you find it? I know you said luckily the first place, but
Yeah, I was very fortunate. I mean, I'd sort of inquired at quite a few places, even when I was at college and at school, and they literally just said they were quite traditional artists. They just said, yeah, there's no point trying really because it is hard to get into. So yeah, I was very fortunate. There are so many talented artists out there, and we get work sent through um, a lot basically, and they're really good. Um, it's just a case of the position has been filled. Most studios only really have one apprentice, um, and the apprenticeship can last quite a while. I mean, it's all dependent on the artist, really. But yeah, if as long as you've got a really good portfolio, just keep hassling people, keep going into different studios, keep asking. Your opportunity might come.
in terms of being a talented artist, a lot of tattoo places now use like an iPad and technology to create their designs. Does it still involve like a certain amount of art, or
Yeah.
how does it all work?
Yeah, I would say so. It does. Obviously, it really helps. I mean, a lot of the time, the iPad, you do have like the pencil to go with it, or whatever technology you have. So a lot of it does still require, you still have to be a good artist. There are a few artists out there who would admit that they're not great artists and they just rely on, sort of graphic designs, if that makes sense. But yeah, the majority of tattooists mainly just use the iPad or whatever they're using for efficiency, really. So if you're running a little bit behind, you can reshape, resize, rotate within a matter of seconds and then get it printed out straight away. Whereas before, usually as an apprentice, you do still have to hand stencil everything. You still have to draw everything on with a pen and pencil. That's just to mainly get you used to the hard work of it all, and to make sure that you do get it right first time as best as you can. Yeah, and then all the good stuff sort of comes later once you've proved yourself.
Prior to getting your apprenticeship, did you have any tattoos?
No, I didn't, which is quite funny
No.
actually. I got ripped into quite a bit. No. So yeah, it was quite nerve-wracking going into the studio on for my interview. I was 18 as well, so I still looked like I didn't have the beard either, so I looked like a little kid turning up, saying, "Oh, I want a job." So yeah, they did sort of. We all joked about it for a bit, and then soon that got sorted out. I got my first tattoo. So yeah.
Were you ever scared that you were going to go into a tattoo artist, get a tattoo or do your first tattoo and absolutely hate it?
Me personally, no, I didn't. I mean, the studio I hadn't really thought about getting one before. I mean, I knew I wanted one, but not straight away. So yeah, I literally went for my interview, started working there, and obviously we were talking more about it. The tattoo artists there were like, "We definitely need to get you, tattooed up because we can't have you working here with no tattoos." So I trusted them really well. I'd seen their work and they're brilliant, brilliant artists. So I wasn't worried about that side of things. Um, and the first tattoo I had was actually quite sentimental to me, so I knew I wouldn't regret it really. But unfortunately, there are a lot of young people who will get really hot-headed and excited about getting their first tattoo. They won't do their research, and they'll just get the first thing that comes to their head. Unfortunately, then they'll regret it. So if I could give anyone advice, is do your research, don't listen to what anyone else says, do your own research, have a look, make sure that they do the style you want as well, and
Mhm.
make sure you're 100% sure on the tattoo. Have a think about it. Really dwell on it, get other people's opinions. If it's your family, especially your family, because they're more willing to tell you the truth if it's a rubbish one. So yeah, like I say, it can be nerve-wracking. As long as you do your research, you know what you want. Other people have sort of agreed with you. Then yeah, crack on, but do research.
It's with you for life at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is. It can be nerve-wracking. So I'd say for the first one, maybe go for a smaller tattoo, somewhere that, can't be seen by other people. So like your neck or your hands. So your best bet is going with something small that could possibly be covered up if you're not happy with it. Because, there's a lot of artists out there who are like cover up magicians who can do anything. So as long as it's small, then you should be all right, hopefully.
As part of the process of you learning, were you allowed to tattoo someone on your first day? How did it work when you were first able to pick up your tattoo needle?
Um, so the process of it all really is that, you get used to the machine before you even touch anyone, basically. You get used to how to set the machine up and how to break it down and stuff like that. Obviously, they don't just let you loose on people straight away. There is different things you can practice on. So, you can practice on fruit. You can actually get like prosthetic skin. So it's basically just silicone. Um, so yeah, you can practice on things like that before, it's mainly just to get a feel for the machine. I tattooed my leg for the first time. So,
Oh,
if I was
really?
to make, yeah, so if I was going to make a mistake, at least it was on me then. So,
And do you
yeah,
like
some tattoo. No, I hate it. Yeah, no. But I knew that at the time. I knew that if it was really bad, I could have fixed it. So, which I'm actually been meaning to do now that it's lockdown as well.
definitely? What was it for people who are watching this? What was your first ever tattoo that you did?
My first ever one. So that I did. It's quite funny actually. It was a full blown portrait, like a realistic portrait, which as an apprentice you should not be doing that. Basically, I mean, I'm a bit different. I'm sort of find it easier to do portraits as opposed to do like writing,
Mhm.
just because I'm more comfortable with stuff like that. So I thought if I give that a go, I'll feel more comfortable doing that than I would if I was to do like really straight lines or perfect lines. So I felt confident in myself. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't too bad for my first go. But yeah, maybe not a portrait of a woman for my first one. It covers the whole thigh as well. So yeah, quite a
Wow.
painful one as well.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So you mentioned there you were quite confident. Do you think that that's helped with you becoming a good tattoo artist, that you've been confident in yourself?
um, I was confident with that because it was on myself. So I thought if I make a mistake, then I can always fix it later on when I am improved. But yeah, doing my first tattoos on other people, I was a nervous wreck. But you don't let that show at the time. And it's all about keeping calm and composed. Luckily, I had like family members who would come in and volunteer, so they knew the same thing. I knew that if it was a bad tattoo, I could always fix it later on. But yeah, no, I'd say it's been more the other way around. That I was always really shy, really nervous, and the more tattoos that I have done, and the more that I've seen that I can improve and work hard, it's changed me as a person. I feel more confident because of the tattoo, and I feel like I've come out of my shell a lot more. People who've known me my whole life have said, yeah, it's definitely changed you a lot actually doing the tattoos, because there's good camaraderie around the studio. Yeah, it's been brilliant. I love the job so much, and it's changed me as a person massively. So yeah, it's been great.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your story and how you've got to where you are. Finally, I do have 10 very quick questions.
No worries.
What challenges you?
Ooh, timing. I think I'm very I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I need to work on my timing. I think um, I've always spent a long time on my drawings, and I could probably do them a bit quicker.
It's not a bad thing being a perfectionist, though.
No, definitely not. No, I personally think it's good, but a lot of the time, unfortunately, it does keep people waiting around. So,
Next question. What's the worst thing that's ever happened whilst tattooing?
ooh, I think the worst thing, touch wood, I've not messed up a toe, touch wood. I think that obviously, unfortunately, you do get a lot of clients who tend to pass out whilst you're tattooing them. So we've had a few people pass out whilst tattooing, and that's basically just because they've not had any food before the tattoo. You do need to get sugar in you. So yeah, it's a case of having a bit like a cold flannel on the back of the neck and a drink of water, and you should be good to go again. But yeah, I think someone passing out, I've had that 2 times, I believe.
Oh, I'd hate that. I bet that's well scary.
It was, yeah. I was an apprentice the first time it happened to me. I just did not know what to do. I was panicking. I thought I'd done something wrong, but yeah.
Thought they'd died.
Just some people's natural reaction. That's it, yeah.
Next question, favourite day of the week?
Ooh, it's got to be a Saturday. I work Saturdays, but you know, it's our Friday, so.
Okay, makes sense. Cake or pie?
It's ooh, cake, definitely.
Good choice. A nickname that your parents used to call you?
Oh, that's embarrassing. Right, so there's 2 different ones. I'll say my dad's first because that's a bit normal. Well, he used to call me Billy. He still calls me Billy, sorry. I'd like to think there's a nice reason, but I think he used to say it because of Billy No Mates. He used to bully me, but it's all fun and games. And oh god, this is really embarrassing. My mum calls me Brandy Bunglebutt. Oh, I can't believe I just said that.
Your friends
So yeah,
do that yet?
No, they don't. So I'm hoping. Oh,
I do now.
that's it. That's it. Yeah, they're going to be calling. Oh, hi, Brandy Bunglebutt. Yeah, great. I prefer Billy, but Billy No Mates.
Favourite type of junk food?
Ooh, favorite type of junk food? I do like my crisps. I like crisps. I like Doritos and Pringles. I think they're my go-to. You can't get sick of them, I don't think.
No, you can't. How many hours of sleep do you need on average?
24 hours maybe. Yeah, honestly, I'm always tired. To be fair, it's one of them. I could do with going to bed a lot earlier than what I do. I'm a bit of a night owl, to be fair. So I should be going to bed at about 9 o'clock, really, 9, 10 o'clock, and I don't go to bed till about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Shocking, really.
I suppose your job requires quite a bit of concentration, so that could be your
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean,
tired.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to be half asleep on the job because I was,
Yeah.
be a bit of a wobbly line. No, I mean, I am quite good when I'm back to work. It's only been recently since lockdown that my sleeping pattern's been a bit ruined. But yeah, I'm a bit of a weird person. I think if you can have too much sleep as well. I think so I have to have like either too little sleep or just enough sleep. If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
Bit of a confusing one.
No, that makes complete sense. Next question, favourite number?
Oh, now you're asking me. 14. That's just come to the top of my head. I think it's because it was my favourite football player. I was number 14 when I was a kid, so bit random.
Favourite type of cake?
Oh, favourite type. I think I've got to be traditional and go with Vicky Sponge, I think.
Ooh, that's a good shout.
That is nice. Play it safe.
Yeah, fancy cake now. And final question, tattoo you hated doing the most?
Ooh, tattoos I hated doing. I mean, there's a bit of an inside joke with tattooists that they all hate doing infinity symbols and infinity symbols with their family member's name and the date of birth and whatnot. I mean, I'm not too bad. I don't hate doing them. You just do get a lot of them, so it can be a bit frustrating sometimes. But to be honest, once I'm in the right frame of mind and I'm doing it, I'm really happy. I love doing them. So yeah, I wouldn't say I've hated any really.
Well, thank you very much. That's the end of the 10 quick questions. Thank you for joining me on the channel today. It's been great having
No
you.
worries. Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, definitely.
It just goes to show how practice really does make perfect. Now you can follow Brandon at the links here. If you have someone that inspires you, comment below. I'm always so interested to find out who others find inspirational. Likewise, if you have an inspirational story to tell, comment below, drop me a message on social media, or even drop me an email. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit subscribe. On Wednesday at 5 o'clock, I'll be back here to inspire your story. See you later.